All right, time to recap the best games of week 9 of college football. Let's start in Nashville. Vandy keeps it rolling, man. The Commodores win it 17-10. A wildly entertaining game despite being low scoring. Ted, you cannot come any closer to tying a game on a Hail Mary than Mizzou did at the end of this game. It took me a while to realize he caught it, and then like Kevin Coleman Jr. is this far from tying the game in that moment. That was what a crazy finish to a really fun competitive game.
It was. I mean, it was. Yeah, I don't know. I never could really even tell. It was hard to even see that he caught it. I mean, it was like just kind of that crouched position he was in the middle of all those bodies. But you're right, that was wild. And dude, credit Missouri for battling the way they did after losing their quarterback. And I mean, it was very difficult to put the ball in the end zone. And yeah, that was wild. But hey, Vanderbilt continues to get it done against really good teams in critical moments. They make some good plays, make the right play, and yeah, that was wild.
I bet you enjoyed that first half, you sicko. 3-3 defensive struggle in the first half. I bet you like that.
Yeah, well, I do like it, man. I think it's fun to watch teams that make it a point to battle and get it done at the line of scrimmage, and both those teams could do it, man. That's a tight football game. I mean, it was hard to punch the ball in the end zone.
Oh, no doubt. Now, and you alluded to it, but fourth and goal, biggest play of the game, and now knowing what we know, the biggest play of the season for Missouri. Bo Perbula gets stuffed and gets bit backwards and snaps his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the John Deere they took him off in? Can we get him a bigger cart? Seems like a little small. I'm just saying, but he leaves in the air cast. Clearly done for the season. It was a big deal in this game, but Ted, that has big implications when it comes to the SEC this season, the college football playoff. Even though I thought Zollers came in and he
Yeah.
played really well. That guy played with no fear. That was impressive, but still Mizzou loses its starting quarterback for the rest of the year. That's a big blow for that program.
Do they expect their original starter back at any point? What was his injury?
No. Remember, Perbula's a transfer guy. He's
Right.
the guy.
Well, okay. Why did I think that they had another quarterback get hurt early?
You're thinking of Brady Cook because he was there for forever.
No, I don't know what I'm not. I don't know.
Unless I missed it, maybe that was there a battle in camp? Maybe
I thought
I don't
there
know.
was.
You could be right.
I thought there was a battle in camp, and Pribula didn't win the job, and the other quarterback got hurt in like the first or second game. But that let's not spend any time on it because that could be totally wrong.
That sounds correct. Because I remember them. I
I
remember the
thought he
big
like
discussion about
broke his
him.
ankle or something early.
That
I
sounds
don't know.
correct. We're wasting time. This is
Yep.
a simple Google could solve our problems here. But you know what? Let's leave. Let's just keep guessing. It's more fun.
Well, immaterial. He's not ready to play right now because he didn't come in the game when Pribula went down. So
I and there's some things in this game from Mizzou, like you miss a 29-yard field goal. Can't happen if you want to win a big game on the road. Certainly can't happen. How is your kicker wearing 88? That is an elite football number. How does that happen? How is there not a wide receiver? These kids these days, they are too caught up in the single digits for wide receivers. How is a wide receiver at Missouri not wearing 88? That's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know. Let the kicker have it, I guess.
Dude,
That's
that's
funny.
the wide receiver number.
Too big and too blocky these days, I guess.
I I disagree. If it's good enough for CD Lamb, it should be good enough for these kids.
Doesn't look out of place on him.
That's that's for sure. But I'm kind of with you, man. I was really impressed with how Missouri handled losing Prbula in this game. I mean, that could have just really sent him into the tank, and they just kept battling. Zollers kept swinging. That guy looks like he's going to be a player, by the way, but it was it was kind of crazy. The game changes because Vandy just steals the ball away in a mesh point from Roberts and Zollers. Like, you don't see that every day, dude.
No, yeah, I that was crazy. It was weird to see, like, there was a lot of like action in the backfield throughout the entire game. It felt like even some of like the inside run stuff, it was so chaotic and difficult to get, like, even short yardage plays. It was wild. I I guess I just, how good is Vandy?
They're good. And the reason they're good is they know how to win, man.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't have to always be pretty, brother.
right.
They they know how to win. That's that's the bottom line for me is like they find a way. They're 7-1.
I mean, Pavia had he was 10 and 19 for 129 yards and an interception and 8 carries for 20 yards and the critical touchdown there at the goal line. And I mean, that was a winning performance from them, where their offenses typically ran the ball crazy good and been able to put up points when they need to. Find a way to win a tight, super low scoring game. I mean, you all the credit in the world to them on that.
Yeah, they're looking poised to be a college football playoff team. Heck of a job by Clark Lee. And I can't believe we've gone this long without talking about Diego Pavia. It's when you look at the box score, it's not going to wow you, man, but the difference in the game is he goes sailing into the end zone and scores the
Yep.
touchdown that ends up being the game winner.
Yep.
But the guy is just a playmaker. And really, the interception, it's like a batted ball interception, you know? I thought he, as from a decision making standpoint, was pretty dang clean in this game.
Yeah. No, I agree. Continues to get it done. And some days you have big stat days, other days it's tough, and it's going to be an absolute grind. And credit the teams that find a way to win those games, man.
I had this as one of my battle bets. Nailed it. Moving way up the leaderboard, Ted. But congratulations to at Bacon CB, who went perfect on the week. Max of 7,000, won 7,000.
Woo!
Batting 1,000, it appears. That's pretty good for Bacon CB. And reminder, and Battle Bet should be in touch. And if you didn't compete this week, you can still join. BattleBets.app/OKBreakdown. All of us competing against each other. It is a lot of fun. Reminder, it's free. Fake college football bets to possibly win real money from BattleBets. $250 of real money to weekly winners and $500 of real money to the leader of the league at the end of week 11 of college football. BattleBets.app/OKBreakdown. Ted, let's see where I moved up to. Oh, baby, we're all the way into mine 14th place. Is that right? Oh,
Dang, big day for you.
big
huh?
week, baby. Big
Wow.
week.
Yeah, that's going to be whatever. Bacon, what was the name?
Bacon CB, I believe.
Bacon CB with the perfect day. That puts you in a good position for the overall, the $500 overall at the end of week 11.
I know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this thing unfolds. But yeah, I'm feeling much better about things. All right,
Good.
on to our next game. Ooh, boy. Texas A&M. Death Valley at night. Okay, no big deal. Absolutely dismantles Texas A&M in the second half. That's not right. Texas A&M absolutely dismantles LSU in the second half. There we go. Words are hard. Final score 49-25. LSU was winning the game 18-14 at the half, Ted.
I know. And I and A&M blows them out in the second half, but for like the first 2.5 quarters, some of the playmaking in this football game, the catches by wide receivers, some of the throws and plays by Marcel Reed, some of the defensive play. I mean, it was something to watch. There was some high level talent out on the field.
Athletes all over the field. Concepcion, Craver, Trades Green for LSU. I mean, backs ripping off big long runs. Marcel Reed taking off, looking like Michael Vick out there. Like, you're right, dude. It was fun to watch. Cassius Howell just terrorizing that LSU offensive lineman. Man, that clip of him talking noise to that dude, that was pretty good. That guy
Yeah.
can play. But the second half was the story of the game. A&M goes right down the field out of the half, puts them up 21-18, and they just never look back, man. They get the stop. That's when Concepcion returns the punt for a touchdown to make it 28-18. And it felt like, honestly, it felt like that made LSU fold
Yep.
because
Yep.
it just got worse and worse and worse from that point. Like the floodgates were open at that point, Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, you know, I, it was equal parts impressive, equal parts frustrating to see some of the playmaking taking place on the field. Pushing it down the field, throwing it up to guys, letting them go over the top of players and make catches. Like it was all over the field. And as I watched college football throughout the evening, I just kept saying, must be nice to be able to get some play like that and just give guys chances to make plays like that.
Oh, I know. I was sitting there with similar levels of frustration watching all these dudes for both teams make plays.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sure there's a better feeling for an offensive lineman than scoring on a fullback dive where you're handing it to a tight end to make it 42-18 in the early fourth quarter. That may be about as good as it gets, but hey, Elko, you tack on another one. It's 49-18. We get it, man. We don't want Brian Kelly getting fired at LSU. What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? And I get it. Hey, that in all seriousness, that's what putting a team away looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like ripping their soul out of their body on their own field and just stomping on their neck while they're laying lifeless on the ground. Like, that's what it looks like. That was impressive. With that being said, hey, man, like it's almost like Mike Elko was trying to get Brian Kelly fired on the field. We don't want that, man. We don't want LSU going and getting the right guy. What are we doing, Elko? Chill out.
You don't. You don't. You want to beat everyone, but you want them to feel like they're right there and they have a chance, right? That's
Yeah.
that's the real 4D chess. Um, I asked you how good Vandy is. How good do you think A&M is? Because man, I that throw that Marcel Reed made where he scrambled to his right, pulls the ball down, he's running to his right, and then he looks and then throws it in like a tenth of a second to the end zone for the touchdown and throws a laser beam. That is one of the most incredible plays I've seen this year. Like, I don't know how he did that. I mean, it is just a wild play to me. He has some inconsistent plays and puts the ball in danger at times, but my God, does he have some ability to do some things that you just don't often see.
They can win it all. Now, you're going to have a tough time convincing me that Ohio State's not repeating. That team looks, if you haven't watched Ohio State's defense, oh my goodness. They are, dude, they are just an absolute problem on defense. Sayin is playing really disciplined, on schedule, fundamentally sound football at the quarterback position. And yeah, if I had the choice of Ohio State or the field right now, I'd have to seriously think about it. But A&M's right there, man. They're not elite on either side of the ball, but they're really, really good on both sides of the ball. And they got,
They play elite at moments,
oh my
like,
gosh.
yeah.
There are like you mentioned, like the interception that Marcel Reed threw on the nod route in the first half. That's just a bad throw. Don't make that throw. It's not open. Throw through the back of the end zone, go to the next down. He's going to make some of those mistakes, but those mistakes get outweighed by the moments where you go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's not just his legs. Like he's got some, oh my gosh, throws to Concepcion, Craver, like the big, I think he's Swedish tight end. Like they got playmakers, man. And that's what stands out. Their O line is one of the best in the country, maybe the best in the country. So they got a really good O line, and then they have elite receivers. Le'Veon Moss, losing him's a big deal, but they got, I think they played like 4 or 5 other running backs, and it seemed like all of them had juice.
Yeah.
Like they just got playmakers, man. They got, let's be real, they got way more playmakers at the skill spots than we got.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. I mean, and
It is what it is.
Marcel Reed's a playmaker too. He'll make some mistakes, sure, but hey, maybe this is the best way to put it. Like Marcel Reed's kind of what we thought John Mateer was going to be.
Well, I mean, that's what I was about to say is like, on one hand, yeah, they have more playmakers than we do. On the other hand, like if we've got wide open guys down the field, let's turn them into playmakers,
Mm-hmm. It all comes back to missing the wide open guys down the field.
Yeah.
One last thought on this game, and we'll see as we're recording this. Brian Kelly still has his job, but his biggest mistake at LSU, it wasn't the recruiting, it wasn't the weird family moment. It was firing Tommy Moffitt. Every dude I know that's played at LSU that I played with in the league adores that man. And he took that job and got rid of a guy who, as far as I know, as far as everything I've ever heard, is like one of the elite strength and conditioning coaches in the sport. And you know where Tommy Moffitt is now, Ted?
Where?
He's at Texas A&M. And one team looked bigger, faster, stronger, and better conditioned, especially in the second half. And they were the guys in maroon.
Yep. I mean, just totally separated themselves.
And Tommy Moffitt tweeted out a picture, no caption, just him and a couple other members of his strength staff standing on the logo at midfield with that final score in the background.
There you go.
And a picture says 1,000 words, man. It's a saying for a reason. And that's all he had to do. It's just one picture. But where did Brian Kelly go wrong? I think it all starts with letting that man go. Huge mistake.
That's, that it seems like just an auxiliary piece, but dude, your strength and conditioning coaches spend more time with the players than anyone else in the building. And that is a way more important decision by a coaching staff than it really gets credit for. Like you get credit whenever you win there. And I don't know, like it can be the separator whenever it's very difficult at the top and everyone's really good. That can be the separator for you, man.
Certainly looked that way.
Yes, it did.
One more game, and oh man, was this painful. And let's start here, right? Texas finds a way. You talk about it all the time, Ted. Winning is a skill, and credit to the Texas Longhorns. They were dead in this game, and they found a way. 45-38 in overtime. And we'll recap what happened. But the recap of this game starts early on Saturday with the Diana Rossini tweet. She throws it out there in the ether like, quote, I'm told representatives for Texas coach Steve Sarkisian have let NFL decision makers know that he would be interested in potential head coaching openings, including the Titans. Just lobs that grenade into the timeline.
A very detailed grenade, right? Not just a, hey, I'm, friend of a friend like that. That's a very detailed thing to put out.
And Rossini, very well respected. Like, she's got sources. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not from some Joe Blow. Like that's, yeah.
But I can't remember a coach's representatives immediately coming out and saying wrong. Have you ever seen Jimmy Sexton put a statement out like he did for this?
No.
It's like Sark said, hey, you need to put something out and shut this down now. And here's what they said. CAA puts it out. Any reports regarding communications on coaching opportunities with NFL teams are patently false and wildly inaccurate. Sark is solely focused on coaching the University of Texas football team. Signed, Jimmy Sexton. I don't know, but that was weird, man. Like, that was
Very
strange.
weird. Very weird. I don't even. I. What side do you believe? Like ultimately, I don't care. Whatever. We've got our own problems to deal with, right? But I mean,
Would I like
is,
Steve Sarkisian to leave Texas? Yes, because I think he's an excellent coach and has done a great job resurrecting that program. Do I think it'd be very enticing for Steve Sarkisian to go coach in the NFL and do less work for more money? Absolutely. Do I think Steve Sarkisian looks at Cam Ward and goes, you know what? I think I can do something with that. I think I'd like to live in Nashville. I think that new stadium they're building is going to be pretty sweet. Do I think that all makes a whole lot of sense for everyone involved? Yeah. Do I think Steve Sarkisian looks at college football and goes, man, I have to do a lot of annoying stuff. And if I went to the NFL, I wouldn't have to do the vast majority of it. All common sense points to yes. If he gets a big long-term deal from the Titans, he should probably take it. But it was shut down so emphatically and so quickly. Like, I was taken aback by a written graphic statement from Jimmy Sexton. I was like, Texas is going to do whatever they got to do. I know they're frustrated with him a little bit, and they almost lost this game. We'll get to that. But they seem like a group that will do what they got to do to hold on to him. They know he's really good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
And I know that things are. I know the fan base right now is not happy with what the football team has looked like the last couple of weeks, and the offense is really lagging. But when you have a good coach that has turned the program around and got good talent in, developed good talent, like there are a lot of things to be happy about. You don't have to look very far in the rearview mirror to see what it was before you hired him. And I don't know, maybe all this is just a ruse to get the Texas fans to shut up and be happy with what they got for a little bit because of all the pressure there. I have no idea, but yeah, and you always got to be worried about who the next guy might be. I mean, back to the A&M Elko pouring it on LSU. I used to say the same thing about Texas A&M when people were making fun of Jimbo Fisher and saying they should fire him. I'm like, hey, you do not want them to fire Jimbo Fisher. He is the exact coach you want to stay at Texas A&M. It's kind of the same situation at Texas, right? Like, even though Sark's done really well, he would be leaving that program in a totally different status than whenever he took over the job. And there'd be a lot of people piling up for it. A lot of
Oh,
good people.
oh, no doubt. Saban may look at that one and go, I think I
You
still
know
got it.
what? Yeah, maybe I'll dabble for a year or two.
But yeah, we'll see if anything comes of that. And Sark addressed it after the game and basically said it was nonsense. So we'll see. But let's break down this actual game. Watching Mississippi State just unravel in the fourth quarter was so painful. It's 31-14 to start the fourth. Yeah, Texas goes down. They score. It's 31-21. Mississippi State answers right back. Ted, they throw the check down to Booth, who Mississippi State's got playmakers. They can just rip them off. He's their backup running back, by the way. Maybe
Yep.
the fastest man alive, but it just takes a little check down, 50 plus to the house, touchdown Bulldogs. Cowbells are just going crazy. It's 38-21. Texas is dead. Their coach is leaving. The program's burning to the ground. We're about to lose to Mississippi State. The Longhorns are dead. But they're not. They're not. They kept playing, man. They needed to be lights out for the last 12 and a half minutes of the game. And to their credit, they were lights out for the last 12 and a half minutes of the game. Did Mississippi State get tight and conservative and help them out? Sure. But winning is a skill. And they found a way to win it, and Mississippi State found a way to lose it. And anytime you win a game where you feel like you were completely dead in the fourth quarter, like that is something to be celebrated, brother.
It is maybe the worst 45 minutes or an hour of football watching I've ever been a part of. I just it was 38 or it was 31-14, and I could just sense, right? You could feel Mississippi State tighten up after the first, that 3-and-out where they go backwards, and then it's just like the whole the stadium became a part of it. Like you can feed off a home crowd whenever they're behind you and it's loud and it's like going crazy. But you also feed off of a crowd that goes, "Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going to happen?" I mean, we can't do anything, and it just manifested itself into the worst meltdown I've seen in a long time.
And yeah, clearly we're OU guys. Texas is involved, but it was extra painful because of how close we are to the guys on the Mississippi State staff.
Yep.
It was brutal, dude. Watching them just let it slip away, and they got nibleted. We know the feeling,
I
man. I don't
We were
kick it to
watching it
that
on my
guy.
back patio, and I called it before it happened. As like, that's the one thing that hasn't happened yet in this football game. Of all the things that have gone wrong, what's the one thing that hadn't happened? They're about to return this punt for a touchdown. Bam. It was like, I'm not trying to credit myself. I feel like all the 70,000 or however many people were in the stadium knew it was about to happen as well. It was crazy, man. That was tough. Got close to field goal range, but just couldn't get over the hump and had to take it to overtime. But you, like we talked about in our game, how does the offsides snowball into a sequence of events that ends up contributing a large part to you losing the game? Early on, Mississippi State gets a stop, forces a field goal, okay? And they leverage and jump over a play you cannot do.
No, he doesn't get called for leverage. He gets called for
What,
something I've never seen a guy get called for.
what was the call? I don't even know what it was. I was watching it with the sound off.
Illegal low block on the defense.
Someone went low into the line.
I didn't even
Well,
know that was a rule. I'm going to be straight up with you because I've never heard it called in a football game in my entire life. And they force the field goal. It goes in. Instead of 10-7, Texas goes and scores a touchdown. It's 14-7.
Blocked and it goes in, right?
Yeah, it
Didn't
gets tipped.
Tipped and it goes in.
Because they got a guy just dive at a guy's legs.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Turns into a touchdown. And they also get a field goal blocked on like the worst field goal protection, like those small things. And it's in the first quarter. But like those points, you end up in an overtime game. That's a touchdown because of the penalty on the field goal and because you missed an easy field goal with horrible protection. It loses you the football game, contributes to you losing the football game. And whenever you're a team that's outmatched, and it's going to be tight, and you have to have all these things happen. You can't give up the layup mistakes, man. You just can't.
The overtime was frustrating too. Like Arch Manning goes out of the game. That did not look good. That head bounced hard off and I thought Arch played really, really well. I thought this was his best game.
Late. I mean, he was early was
I know, dude, but he's
desired.
getting smoked and staying in there and taking it straight in the chest. All things considered, I thought he was really good. But Matthew Caldwell comes to the game, it just drops an absolute dime. Mosley gets the foot in. It was close, but I thought it was the right call. That's a touchdown.
I'm with you. That's one of those that, where was the exact control? When did it? I mean, it's about as close as you could possibly get, but I thought they were going to rule it a touchdown. They did.
And then, hey, Mississippi State gets the ball. Right, you've let it slip away, but hey, you got the ball. You got a chance to go tie. Maybe you go for two and you go win the game. Brennan Thompson wins on the slant. He's wide open for a touchdown. He's wide open, Ted. Chapin throws it behind him.
Yep.
That first play, it's there. You just got to make the plays. Man, how about Thompson? He is such a playmaker for them, dude.
He's been fantastic for them.
Anything else from that game? It was painful to watch Mississippi State unravel the way that it did, but also you got to give Texas credit. That team was dead, and they stayed in the fight and found a way somehow, some way, dude.
I know it. Credit them for winning. And again, there were a bunch of teams that were on the ropes, looked like they were dead, and they found a way to win the football game. It's what you got to do. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that happens throughout. Good plays, bad calls by the official, like all kinds of stuff. But it comes to these critical moments, and you got to find a way to win it. And the good teams continuously do that.